Christian Kirk as well. What a great game he had with a couple of scores. And obviously, you've coached before in the Northeast, and Northern Florida's got obviously a different vibe to it. But he got paid. He got paid a lot of money, and there might be some pressure that comes with that. What have you seen from him on that front for him to come up with a game like that at home in his home opener, and what that means for you and your team, Doug Pederson?
Yeah, that's the type of person and player that we know Christian to be. And I'll tell you this, having now worked with him just briefly, for him it's not about necessarily the money. It's just about playing football and getting better. And, he's such a great – he was top on our list, in the off season. He was a guy that we targeted in the free agent market, and we were able to get him. And, listen, we had resources to spend too. So, we're not going to make an excuse of that either. But he's just exactly what we expected, and more. And what he has shown the off season through training camp and these first two football games is exactly what we'd expected. And he and Trevor on a good relationship, good page out on the football field. They talk a lot with all the receivers, but just a hard guy to defend. And just knows how to play the game of football. Really has a great head on his shoulders.
And then this is a question I've always wanted to ask, and I have an opportunity here, even though I think I know the answer. You had a 15-play opening drive, and it was 9 minutes 11 seconds long. I don't know if you're aware, it was the longest drive that your franchise has had since 2019. You hear a lot about first 15 scripted. Did you go? Was that all scripted? Was that because it's 15 right on the head?
Yeah. We had a couple third downs, so you get to your third down menu. But most of those plays did come off of the openers.
How about that?
That you do script, because that's normally first and second down thoughts, and then you go to your third down thought. We had a couple. We had a 4th and 3 in there. We overcame and got that, and then obviously the third and I believe it was 4 or 5 there in the red zone for the touchdown. So it was just listen, it's just a matter of communication and execution, and you practice these things in practice. You try to put your team in positions to be successful, and give the guys the credit. They went out and executed and, scored on that opening drive.
And then Doug Pederson here on the Rich Eisen Show, your defense, man. I mean, Josh Allen with a couple of sacks, your first-round selection outside of, obviously, your first overall pick. Devin Lloyd, I mean, he's got 17 tackles this season. That leads your team. What are you seeing out of your defense that you like? Clearly, you liked a lot with them, giving up 0 points. But what do you think here, Doug?
Yeah, you definitely like a lot of things about that group. I think first of all, it starts up front with that edge, those edge rushers and those interior guys. I mean, that's kind of the strength of the defense, obviously. But you're seeing great communication with these guys. You're seeing just relentless pursuit to the ball. We learned from week one. We got a little undisciplined in our run fits in the first week, and they came back and fixed it and did a great job against a really fine running back in a running game, last week. And then those two guys on the edge are just special players, and Trayvon is just it's everything that we thought and everything that we saw on tape when we were looking at him coming out of Georgia. And of course, we knew the type of player that Josh is, and it's a great kind of 1-2 tandem, and again, the guys are just playing. They're playing loose, and playing within themselves. Mike Caldwell's doing a great job of, scheming for them, and particularly on third down where they can just use their strength and get after the passer.